fantastic guest here, Rebekka Mueller.
Ja, moin moin, guten Tag für unsere deutschen Zuschauer. Hi, I'm Rebekka. I'm from Germany originally, but I live and work here in LA for over 9 years.
Well, thank you so much, Rebekka, for being here.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So, you came here 10 years ago from Germany, but you've been working even longer. You were working in the TV industry in Germany. Can you tell us what it was like getting your start there?
Oh yeah, it was very funny. Like when I started in Germany, I started in afternoon television, and one of my best friends at the time, she wanted to be like in the first recordings of something like Judge Judy. It was called Barbara Salisch, and she wanted to be on that so bad. And I was studying acting back then in Hanover, Hildesheim, Germany. And she said, "We have to go to Hamburg. We have to go to this audition." I said, "Oh, I'm not so interested in that. But I come with you." And she auditioned. And I was not there to audition at all. I was just there to support her. And then someone said to me, "Hey, do you want to do this too? Do you want to audition today?" And I said, "Oh, okay, I can." And I did. I didn't think anything. I wasn't even prepared. And then I was on air like for over 500 episodes. I'm not making that up. I was in Cologne in and out all the time. And this is how it started. I got my first agent there. I got my first roles in TV, like in TV shows, and got offers for like movies. And I haven't even asked for it. I just fell into it, and oh God, I love it.
So I think a lot of our audience is familiar with Hollywood, but not many of us know how the film industry works in other countries. So what was it like in Germany?
So like in Germany, it's a little bit like less gatekeepers, I would say. So when you audition for a role, you're called in. You audition very early digital. So like when we still here in LA, we went in with our headshot and a resume taped in the back. We already went in with an electronic submission in Germany. So, and then you're invited and you work with a casting director and with a producer, with the director, with the first callback, because the callback is actually, the first hurdle is the submission with us. And back then we all had our emails, our email lists, because our casting directors in Germany, they want us to reach out to them. They want us to actively reach out to them. We could even call them. It's appreciated. So if we make a call, said, "Hey, hello, how are you? Oh, what are you doing?" So they even take the time to talk to us more. But you have to see the market is a little bit smaller. Like the German speaking countries are like, we're talking about Germany, Austria, Switzerland, and then the border countries to Netherlands and Belgium and France. So it's a little bit smaller, and so of course the industry is a little bit smaller. But the quality of acting is very important. So you start out with theater. That is appreciated, and this is something that should be mandatory for all of us there. And something like a stage certificate is very often asked for, something that I've never seen here. So for them, it's important, for us in Germany, that the craft is great, and then we are allowed to work. Here, like in America, it's a little bit like, of course you have to be talented, yes, but the way to get to your dream role or to your favorite show or to be an actor, there's so many ways, and there's not this quality control that I experienced growing up.
So has it been an adjustment to get used to how the industry works here?
Oh yes, of course. Like first of all, you come here like from another country, and the first question that lots of casting directors, I could see this actually in their eyes. So before the pandemic, we went in more, and I was like more often at a casting director's office, like today, where we have more like electronic submissions. But the question is always, do you stay? Because you come here, and lots of people stay here for half a year or a year, and then they leave. And so you have to prove that you actually can act, or are the type that you are, and can work in big productions, because it's different. We have higher budgets here. So like the camera technology, it was even like in smaller TV productions, that is something that where I come from, technically like a high budget production, and you have to really like compete, and of course in the beginning it was scary. I remember my first audition in a casting director's office. I was so nervous because I was still thinking in German when I talked, and that changed after a year that I was able to adapt better. But then to think German, then speak English, and then do the lines, and oh my God, I think it was horrible back then. Oh my God. That was like, it was a nightmare. I went out there and said, oh no, it's a long way to go.
So I think a lot of us, when we think of Hollywood actors, we think of the big stars that we see at their award ceremonies, but the vast majority of actors here are just working actors, going to auditions. Can you tell us what it's like to be here, to be working as an actor in Hollywood?
Oh, I love it because we are so many talented people are here in Hollywood. So it's sometimes it's someone you meet on a set when or you meet in a restaurant, or it's even your Uber driver. So there are lots of people that are like in their survival jobs and they are so talented. You go to a show, to see a stand-up comedian, or you go to a theater play, and I really love this vibrant community. So the only community I experienced that is so dense is in Berlin. This is where I lived 2 years before I came to America. But it is beautiful because there's always someone. I have like so many talented friends, and we do our projects together, our little acting reels, or our little reels for Instagram, TikTok. And it is beautiful because we all nourish each other, and that's so much fun.
Now, you're a member of SAG. You have a great story for how you got into the union. Can you tell us all about that?
My SAG card. I mean, like, lots of people say that Quentin Tarantino has a big love for like Germany. I mean, Inglourious Basterds. Oh my God, it's a great movie. But thanks to him, I have my SAG card. I was working like as a background actor, still non-union, still wanted to get the SAG card because I wanted to audition for the big things that you cannot so much when you're non-union. So I was on set on Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and I knew one of the actresses in the scene, and it was a late night shoot. It was 1 a.m. in the morning, and all of a sudden Quentin popped up behind the actress and me. And he was eating a burger, and shitty was dropping out. I saw it dropping to the floor. He was taking a bite, looked at me, looked at his actress, and said, "You're talking to my actress, right?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm so sorry." I felt okay. I have to pack my stuff and have to go. Maybe he doesn't want me here now anymore. And he started smiling. And I said, "Yeah, I'm so sorry. I didn't want to interrupt, but I know her from another project, and I'm so sorry, and never happens again." And he said, "You have a big mouth. You can talk. I'll let you talk." And then he gave me a line in a scene that got cut, but that got me my SAG card. Mm-hmm.
Does Germany have an equivalent to the Screen Actors Guild?
Yeah, we have like an Actors Guild as well. But by the time when I left Germany, like in 2016, to work here, it was more legal support. It offered some workshops, but it has never had the power that SAG-AFTRA has. And I always looked up to SAG-AFTRA and to the power, because the reality was in Germany that when we were working in acting, that we are not protected. So like the rates are really not negotiable, like from very high to very low. And there were so many times that I was very sad doing like high profile jobs and didn't get paid. So I really love what SAG-AFTRA is doing, and I was actively like on strike. I was at the studios with holding my little sign up, because for me, like, the Actors Union gives us power, it helps us, it supports us, it's there for us, it keeps us safe. And what I like about SAG-AFTRA, and I can only say everyone who is very like hesitant because we have to pay dues, of course, they offer you service, so we have to pay dues, is that they keep keep us like active. They give us workshops. They bring us together with talent. So this week I was sitting like at the at the screening of the final episode of Star Trek Starfleet Academy, and we saw this one day before with talent in the room, with an intimate Q&A. We can network during award season, and they bring us together with casting directors and producers and actors, and sometimes it's just great to chat and to exchange. And you know, for us here in Hollywood, some of our actors called A-listers, yes, but when we are in the room, when we are the SEC after, we are all the same, because we are. Some of us are just like further in their career, maybe had more luck or had a better role. But it is so amazing just to have the exchange. And for me, when I just think about like little Rebekka back in Germany, I always dreamt working with these people, and today I do. And sometimes I forget how what a privilege this is, and because we are working hard, and there's lots of like behind the scenes working, researching, submitting, paperwork, photos. But when I go on set and work with these names, this is all worth it. Yeah.
Now, Rebekka, in addition to being an actor, you also produce.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a bit about the things that you're producing?
So like as a producer, like I came here to America like for like an adaptation of a comic book, live action. Of course, the pandemic gave us a little bit like of a stop on that, because then the topic was not wanted, and then other studios brought similar things, but I produced short films, pitching TV shows. Verticals are very fun. It's a very fun thing to do, and I'm also working like in documentaries, especially in collaboration with TV Plus Productions Germany.
Yeah, you have a documentary that's available to watch. Can you tell us about that?
Karl Mayer's Dilemma, TV Plus Productions on ARD Mediathek, and it's about an attorney that supported Jewish citizens in Germany and Netherlands to survive and not being deported or sent to one of the camps. And for that he went to great lengths and extent, and he had an office where he had to decide if people are Jewish or non-Jewish, and people wrote him for help and support, and so he saved a lot of people. So for me, in my opinion is like that Schindler is like of course the hero that he is, but Karl Mayer was another hero, but many people don't talk so much about him because he was more like controversial, because he was like in charge of life and death, because when he decided someone would be Jewish, it could have meant a death sentence at a certain kind of time in the Third Reich. So I'm very proud having been part of that. I was a production assistant, but main producer here, like on site in America. We interviewed Holocaust survivors, and it is important to tell the story that people don't forget.
And that's available online.
Yes, you can watch it
international
online.
viewers can see it.
Yeah, ARD Mediathek or ARD Mediathek, Karl Mayer's Dilemma.
And so in addition to that, you're also working with verticals. That's a very big form of media now. Can you tell us what is it like to work on those? I
mean, that's a fresh form that it's for the German viewers especially. It's fast. You watch it on your phone, and the stories are lighthearted. There's some certain kind of like romance and like a rivalry and intrigues, and it goes like closer like to the daily soap telenovela world, but it's fun, it's short, and it's addictive. And especially in Los Angeles became like very important for like verticals. I mean, I think it's worldwide one of the biggest markets where verticals gonna be are produced. So as I'm a union actor, the verticals are mostly non-union world, although there are SAG contracts now for verticals. I'm very glad to say that I'm in one of the SAG verticals, and I can wait till we start shooting, and it's going to be a nice crew. The writer and producer behind, he is an amazing creative head. Love it.
Now, in the US, a lot of us we have so many films that we're just used to watching our own domestic Hollywood films, but international cinema is becoming a lot more popular. What can people expect from German cinema, and is there anything that you would suggest we watch?
So like as you've seen, like in the recent years we had more and more like productions like Dark, for example, from Germany, or like Sandra Hüller will be in Hail Mary, an amazing sci-fi film. I can't wait to watch it with Ryan Gosling. So you will have like both worlds in one. So the German market is opening themselves one more, although they struggle with the high budgets that are normally like required to produce these movies, but the storytelling quality is great. So I can definitely recommend from our productions right now. I enjoyed a TV show that is from Germany that was airing last year. It's called Victor Brings. Victor Brings. It's about an electronical installation service, and it plays in Berlin, and every episode focuses on another part of Berlin. So you have Berlin Friedrichshain, you have Berlin Mitte, you have Berlin Prenzlauer Berg, and everyone in this comedy is exactly like how the people are in this part of the city, because they are actually very different in Berlin. And it's very funny. It's with Moritz Bleibtreu. I love his work since Lola Rent. Yeah, Moritz, I love what you do. And it's an amazing 30-minute watch. You can watch it on Amazon Prime, and it shows you lots about German culture, about German humor that can be a little bit, how can I say, very direct and very often very ambiguous and double meaning to it. But this is the way we are. This is the way we are, even if it is hard sometimes in California to use your humor, because we don't want to offend anybody. No, we don't. But I can recommend, if you want to have this fun watch about this electrician that is installing electrical devices, watch it, because it's a nice father-son twist to it. The son has to drive him because dad had a DUI. And his son is absolutely not like his dad. It's so nice to watch.
Now, at Maeya TV, we love to talk to filmmakers in all parts of the industry and get to know how it works behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And that's something you're also interested in.
Oh yeah. So like, what I'm always asked, how is it working in Hollywood? Is it all Hollywood parties, and how is it to be on a big budget production, and how is the independent world? So I started like a little series on Instagram and TikTok, Let's Have Lunch, Actors Notes as Hollywood, and this is where I talk about like what we have and experience every day here in LA. And because I said, like, for me it became my home, and I often forget that I talk about like the vocabulary on set like as if it's normal, but my people at home look at me. What do you say? What does it mean? What does it mean? Back to one? What do you mean with that? The martini is up. We don't say that. And so I want to like tell you like in German and in English, so it's available in 2 languages. What we do.
Well, Rebekka, thank you so much for coming here and talking to us. Where can our viewers find out more about you and find your work?
So I have a website, so you go on RebekkaMueller.com, spell Rebekka with double K and Mueller with UE. And of course you find me on Instagram. It's my name, Rebekka Mueller, _actress. I think then you will be always up to date. My TikTok is in development. I have it, but I'm always in love with my Instagram, I have to say.
Well, Rebekka, thank you so much for
Thank you.
coming on the show. And thank you, viewers, for watching. And we have a lot more interviews coming out throughout the month, so please stay tuned. Bye.
Bye, cheers.